Hey, what's up? This is Dillio coming to you another video. And in this video, we're going to talk about the mental mistakes that prevent you from making content. I'm in a situation right now where I'm taking moments and I'm taking time to clear out clutter. I'm going through my stuff and I'm finding broken things, useless documents, and in the time that I take to kind of study things, I'm taking inventory of useless mental things and useless core beliefs and useless stuff that we keep with us for years that we had since we were younger. And it's time to clean house. It's time to kind of get rid of that mental clutter. It's time to get rid of that clutter that's in your house, stuff that is taking up space that is of no use to you. It can be overwhelming when you have a lot of stuff, where you have a big mess in front of you and you just don't know where to start and you don't know where to chip away at it. Same thing with making content. And, there's a lot of people dealing with a lot of insecurity, and I can understand the insecurity. Even me, sometimes I deal with insecurities because I'm like, okay, I don't have certain types of things, but there are a lot of people that I know that are way concerned. They'll say, Dillio, hey, I want to do this video. I want to make a video of this performance, and I want to do this stuff like that. But I gotta wait. I gotta get my camera right. I gotta get this together, and I gotta get that together. And the truth of the matter is that everybody has a film studio in their pocket now. But the problem is that a lot of people want to look like someone who's been doing it for a lot of years, and they haven't even started making content. And it's just an insecurity because I know that certain people don't like the sound of their voice. And even me, sometimes I have to get more used to the sound of my voice. So you have to really get rid of these broken mindsets and not worry about people hating your content or hating what you create, because it's very important that you create the content and that you express yourself and you reach the end goal that you want to do. I think that a mental mistake can be worrying about what other people think. A lot of people, there are certain content creators that are worried about what other people think. I've heard multiple times from multiple people, these people will not like me if I pass them. These people will not like me if I actually and truly enjoy myself. These people if you got people around you, or if you're dealing with people who take issue with you surpassing them, or you have people who take issue with you not needing them, then those aren't really the people that you need around. And then you might want to ask yourself this: are you that important to them? If these people who don't check for you, who don't check out your content, are they that important if they don't like you if you do something bigger than them? See, a lot of times a mental mistake is that we can think we're more important to more people than we actually are. And it doesn't mean that we're not important. It's just that we think that we're so important to other people so much that we think that they have the energy and time to do negative things to us. I don't know if you've just been born yesterday, but it takes time and it takes energy to intentionally put something together to hurt somebody else. It takes a lot of energy and time. Are you that important to people who don't salute your success, who are not interested in it and would take issue? So you got to be careful how much importance you place on these people. You got to take your time to, and that's another thing. If these people have some issues with you as far as you being successful or something like that, or let them decide. Another mental mistake is that we take time to create the narrative in other people's heads that we don't even know what they're thinking or what they're even on. And it sort of feels good to kind of pretend you know what other individuals are thinking or doing and stuff like that, because you're reaching around for places of security to make yourself feel better. But let me tell you this, it's a lot less energy spent, and it's much more easier to let these people decide for themselves freely if they want to look at your content, if they support what you do or not. Your job is to create the content right where you're at. You don't have to buy a lot of equipment. You don't have to buy the best cameras in the world. You don't have to do all that to start. A lot of people won't even start. A lot of people talk, yeah, I'm going to get around to it, I'm going to do it. But they don't even start. They don't even pull the trigger. They don't even set the camera up somewhere and hit record. I don't think it's a good idea to make an investment or look at equipment at this stage in the game if you're not able to do it like this. If you're not able to just set up. Prime example, I'm using a old webcam, knowing that I want to create more content with a camera that has autofocus, and I'm working on that. But let's check my track record versus someone who's just starting. I've been making content for years. I've been making content before it was cool to make content. I was making content when I looked crazy making content, where it was just me looking at it. You know, I create ad revenue from the content, and I try to do things to create a better product, but I've been doing it. So my advice for someone is that, you know, don't worry about so many things. As far as me, it's easier to get your audio good because the microphones and USB microphones all sound great right now. And you don't have to invest a lot of money to just get the voice recorded. And most times, 9 times out of 10, if you have spoken word dialogue in your content or even music, they may sit and watch on the phone for a little while, but they won't be able to set that phone down and keep it moving. That's why audiobooks are still relevant, because they have focused information on a platform where you don't have to sit and look at. So you can clean the house or work on the yard or focus on other things as you're getting this information, as you're trying to improve yourself. So you have to take time to redefine your core beliefs, and don't be afraid. If you have a certain level of success in some platform, then by all means go for it. And don't hold yourself back from it, worrying about people taking an issue from you being successful. And another mental mistake is to think that new equipment will help you make content. And the truth is that new equipment will not help you make content. New equipment will not help you develop the mental tools. It's more of a mental game. I've been studying David Goggins, and what I like about him is that the mind has a tactical advantage over the body. That was something I've been hearing in audio books, and I see him talk about in his videos, and that's true. We want perfection. Even myself am working on perfectionism as an excuse of not starting, but you can't rely on equipment and say, okay, this is, see, if you're telling me you want to make content and you're looking at equipment to buy, the first thing I'm going to look at is to see, what are you doing right now with what you have? And are you letting certain things that people don't care about be the reason why you don't do it? Do people care about your situation? Do people care? How do you know they care? Especially, how do you know these people care when they don't even come and look at your content? How do you know that? We write narratives for other people. And I get that. Even I do that myself. It's a bad habit. We write these narratives of what other people are thinking in their heads before even communicating or talking to them to confirm or deny it. It's easy to do that. Wouldn't it be easier to not take so much energy in doing that and just hitting the record button and just creating content, or just going for it, or just streaming? You know, you have to change how you feel about people, especially those who dislike the content. Because even me myself, I've made mistakes in the past where it's like, man, people don't like this, so I'm just, and you're constantly moving this chasing target. And I know that there's real techniques that work and all this stuff, but man, in the meantime, before you can get all the information or you can get all this coaching and all this other stuff, what happened to the fun and the love of just creating, of just sharing what you're doing? And the thing is that if you don't create content, if you don't put it out there, and I'm not talking about putting your whole world online as far as a podcast or information, but if you don't do that, you don't get people a chance in the world to learn about you and to discover you and to link up and like what you do. There's a lot of people online. There's a lot of people around the world. And there are people that like what you do, believe it or not, even if your lifestyle says otherwise. But these people who link up and lock up with how you are naturally as you yourself will never get there if you never start creating content, if you never hit the start button, if you stop worrying about the equipment and or thinking it has to look like something like this for you to start. And long story short, all this was not here before. I remember live streaming on Blog TV. All I had was an audio interface and a webcam. But I loved creating content. I just love just jamming, just doing the stuff and just seeing and just communicating with people. But I know that not everybody will like it. So you don't have to be good. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be a superstar. You don't have to be good. You don't have to be amazing. There's a lot of people who are not good at what they do, that don't know better about them not having everything together, and still create content and still have connections with people, still make connections with people. I would rather be that person than the expert who never pressed record. People will like you, and people will like what you have to bring. And when I say this, and I'm breaking this down, content, I'm not just talking about videos, but maybe you have a product. Maybe there's something, there's some food or some clothing, or there's a makeup, or there's some gaming, or there's some singing. You really have to take time to deal with these mental mistakes that prevent you from making content, these limiting core beliefs, so that you can finally do it. And so I just want to encourage you to do that, to make that content. As an artist, make those beats, jam out, record content. Even for me, I'm changing my mindset to creating more content, worrying less about the numbers, because I know I'll get to the goal. And I accepted that it's going to take longer than I want. But man, if it's going to take a while, you might as well have some fun on the way. If the trip is going to take a while to get to the destination, you might as well have some fun on the way. You might as well have some games in the car. You might as well have some music. You might as well have some comedy specials ready to play or stream. So why not focus more on that? Because it doesn't happen overnight. It's not a fast process. I just rather see more people that I know expressing themselves and finally just getting over that hump of fear, and seeing what can happen. You don't know what can happen. And I want more people that I know in my circle to do that. I really would like to see that. So this has been another independent artist empowerment video. If you like this type of content, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe and stay tuned for more videos. And I'll see y'all later on. I'm Dillio. Peace.